Oregon lawmakers are moving forward with a transportation funding package after a rocky start to the governor's special session. The House voted to pass a slimmed-down version of the bill today. It would save hundreds of ODOT jobs and pay for road repair, but raise taxes on Oregonians. Evan Watson joins me now from Salem. Evan, talk to us. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, Blair, as you mentioned, the House passed it, so the bill now sits with the Senate. The Senate met for only about less than 30 minutes today before deferring to tomorrow, where they're going to start discussions and everything else on this. And the expectation I'm hearing from here in the Capitol is that the Senate plans to vote on this on Wednesday. Democrats hoping to pass it through to the governor, Republicans maybe hoping to stop that.
Now, this bill narrowly passed in the House today, and it wasn't just on party lines. One Democrat representative, Vanessa Hartman, voted no, and Evan, one Republican voted yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's Republican Representative Cyrus Javity. He represents a district along the northern Oregon coast, and he's become known recently for being willing to kind of make up his own mind about issues and split with his party along certain votes. So here he was today explaining his decision to be the lone Republican voting in favor of this in the House and therefore sending it on through to the Senate.
Oregonians measure trust by seeing projects completed, roads cleared, and less traffic jams. And the cost of doing nothing is far greater than the cost of doing something. Colleagues, this isn't just about 6 cents. This is about whether Oregon stays connected or whether we let the arteries of our state slowly collapse. I believe we must choose connection. I believe we must choose responsibility, and so I'll vote yes. We can pay a little more now at the pump, or we can pay a lot later in lives, wages, and lost opportunities.
Evan, I bet the Republican leadership wasn't too happy to hear that.
Yeah, you're right about that. I spoke with Representative Christine Drazen, who did tell me that she was disappointed with Javity's vote, but recognized that each representative has to vote in the way that they believe best represents their district. However, Drazen also did tell me that she plans to refer any tax increase that comes out of this, if it does pass in the Senate, to a public vote across the state of Oregon to see if voters would also agree with these tax hikes.
If the Senate doesn't listen to Oregonians and they are going to ignore this entire thing, it is absolutely essential that the tax features of this measure make it in front of Oregonians themselves. They should decide at this point.
So, Evan, what changed in the bill over the weekend, and how are Democrats backing up a 6-cent gas tax increase and major hikes for title and registration fees?
Yeah, over the weekend, lawmakers agreed to make a increase to the payroll tax temporary, sunsetting it after 2 years instead of going for the full 10 that Governor Kotek initially proposed. They also slashed some funding for public transit as well. So what is now a $4.3 billion package used to be $5.8 billion over a 10-year span in Governor Kotek's original proposal. And if you remember back a few months to the full session, we were talking well over $10 billion. So it has been slimmed down, the tax increases, the money raised over the time. And here's Paul Evans, a Democratic representative, breaking down why he supports this measure as it stands.
I'm a yes, not because I love the bill, but because I recognize it's something that must be done. I'm a yes because I want friends and family in rural and urban areas and all of Oregon to be able to travel this winter. I'm a yes because when presented with a problem like this, leadership demands standing up and actually fixing the problem.
Okay, Evan Watson in Salem tonight. Evan, thank you. Okay, like Evan mentioned, one Democrat voted against the package. That was Representative Vanessa Hartman. She represents Gladstone, Oregon City, and other parts of North Clackamas County, a district at the epicenter of the battle over tolling. She says that influenced her vote.
I think we are coming fresh off of the tolling conversation where there was genuine fear about how am I supposed to get to work or to school without having to pay this increased toll. And so it's still an open wound that is healing. And then I think if it's or your business owners or elected officials, it sort of came off as just the mismanagement of funds. Why is the answer always that we need to give more money rather than saying, okay, where are we spending that money and are we doing it efficiently?